It's almost Christmas, and if you're wondering what to get the gamer in your life, or you're just looking to buy some stuff for yourself, I've got you covered. From games to gear, here's a wish list that'll help. Let's start with some RPGs. On PlayStation 5, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the second part of the remaster, and it's a long, very fun action RPG. One thing to keep an eye on is bundles with Part 1 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. That way you can grab both if they don't already have the first one. Next up is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which is coming out on PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox Series systems. If you haven't seen a game that uses the HD 2D graphics, they look great, and Dragon Quest is a legendary RPG. If you want more games with an art style like this, check out Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, and one of my favorites, Star Ocean: The Second Story. Fantasia Neo Dimension is a must-have for fans of classic Final Fantasy. Even though the game hasn't come out yet, it releases on the 5th of December. This is the final game of the legendary composer Nobuo Uematsu, the man behind the music of Final Fantasy. Fantasia Neo Dimension brings him and the creator of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, back together again. It's a classic RPG with old school camera angles and static backgrounds. I can't wait for this one. The last two RPGs on the list are Visions of Mana and Metaphor. These are two games on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Visions of Mana is a light-hearted action RPG that's good for all ages. Metaphor, on the other hand, has a much darker tone. Made by the same studio that's behind the Persona series, it's a story of regicide and betrayal, with that level of strangeness that only they can pull off. It's a deep game with a lot of content. So let's look at some headsets. Now, as far as headsets go, right now there are two gaming headset brands that I trust to hold up and have great sound. That's HyperX and SteelSeries. One of the main reasons is that they have aluminum headbands, which in my opinion is a must-have so you don't have that cracking and breaking of the plastic ones. There are a few things that you need to know though before picking out which type you want, wired or wireless. Most wireless headsets will work with PlayStation and PC, but not with Xbox. So if someone has all consoles and a PC, it might be better to go with a wired headset. Now, if you have an Xbox and you want a wireless headset, make sure it's branded for it, like these. Both of these brands have more affordable offerings too. One thing to always watch for with headsets is sales. They get some great discounts, sometimes half off during the holidays, so keep an eye out for those. For SteelSeries, I would recommend the budget-friendly Arctis Nova 1. It's wired and it works on everything. Now, if you want to step up to wireless, say go for the Arctis Nova 5 for PC and PlayStation, or the 5X for Xbox. These headsets have a battery life of 60 hours. And the HyperX Cloud Alphas also have great battery life and great sound. Let's move on to shooters. First up is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's easily one of the best deals in gaming. You get a campaign, zombies mode, and multiplayer. I'm playing it right now for review, and I'm having a great time with it. This is one that usually does go on sale around the holidays too. And one of the best things about Call of Duty now is that all the extra maps are free and just added over time, no season passes. And if you want, they do have battle passes that earn custom weapons and skins. If you're looking for something completely different and off the wall, that would be Earth Defense Force 6. These games are strangely addictive. You're a soldier facing off against an alien invasion that sends massive bugs to attack Earth. These games have a lot of missions and weapon unlocks. It also has multiplayer and even local split screen, which is very rare these days. Warhammer Space Marine 2. This game is intense. The single player campaign isn't that long, but that's only one part of the game. You have a separate PvE campaign that lets you play through the same areas, but as a squad helping out the main character and his team. This gives you a more expanded look at the battle against the Tyranids. It also has PvP, unlockable skins, and multiple character classes to play as. These are some games that are great for everyone, kids and adults. Astrobot. Astrobot is a fantastic platformer with a lot of creativity and some heavy PlayStation nostalgia. It's one of the best games to release this year, and it might even be a Game of the Year contender. If these are the type of games that you're looking for, and you have a Switch, you just can't beat Nintendo at this style of game. Super Mario Party Jamboree is a great choice for playing with friends. Mario and Luigi Brothership is an interesting game with some turn-based battles, and The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and finally let you play as Princess Zelda. And chances are, if it's Mario or another Nintendo property like Donkey Kong or Pokemon, you're going to get a good game. If you're looking for a gaming monitor, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. If you primarily play on a PlayStation 5 and want VRR, the monitor needs to have HDMI 2.1, otherwise it won't work. Xbox, on the other hand, will work without it, but if you want HDR, Xbox doesn't support HDR at 1440p, so the monitor needs to accept a 4K signal. So, for example, I have the Gigabyte G27Q. It's 1440p, supports 120Hz, and also accepts a 4K signal. I've had no issues with it. And if you don't care about VRR, this is a great monitor to check out. Other brands that are worth looking at that won't break the bank are Acer and LG. Time for some action games. First up is Stellar Blade. This is one of the best action games released this year. It's challenging with some RPG mechanics that let you get stronger as you go. It's a blend of the more difficult Souls games and the fast action of Devil May Cry and Nier. There are side quests, unlockable costumes, and secrets throughout. To me, this is gaming at its best, filling out a world with content and a focus on fun. It makes you want to explore everything that the game has to offer. Next is Black Myth Wukong, a game for those who love a challenge. It's based on the Chinese novel Journey to the West. You'll fight your way through myths and legends to find relics of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. It has some light RPG mechanics too, with leveling and upgrades that are essential for beating the bosses. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. These are two of the best action-adventure games ever made. They were also some of the first games to push storytelling this far. The writing is incredible, the action is fun, and the world is full of puzzles and vampires. The journey of Raziel and Kain is deep, complex, and unforgettable. And I can't leave out Tomb Raider Remastered Collection either. The original adventures of Lara Croft remain some of the best action platformers ever made. If you know someone wanting to try some classics, or if they grew up playing them, you can't go wrong here. Here are a few extras to consider. Gran Turismo 7 is a great game for people that love racing sims. The Silent Hill 2 remake that just come out, I'm shocked that this one turned out as good as it did, and it is definitely worth playing. The Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1. These are some of the best action stealth games ever made. And Rise of Ronin. It is an action RPG set in Japan made by Team Ninja, the creators of Ninja Gaiden and Nioh. This is also a great time of year to get controllers. Whether you need a new one or just want an extra, they usually go on sale. Also, video game currency like V-Bucks, COD points are always a good option for the gamer who plays those titles. And if you use PlayStation Plus, this is probably the best time to renew it or buy a new membership. It usually goes on sale for like 30% off for a year. There are going to be a lot of games and deals to choose from. With Black Friday and year-end sales, you can find some great stuff for a lot cheaper. If you have any questions about any of the games or products in the video, leave it in the comments, and if I know the answer, I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.